Hello guys, this is Flinkatink. I'm Nick Wagner.
I'm Joe Cruz.
Anyways, real quick I want to mention that my laptop is broken, so there will be little to no videos coming out. Also, this video itself will be edited on my phone, which might explain a little bit of the poor quality, as well as why I'm holding a script right now, because I'm trying to make this as compact and concise as I possibly can. The way this is going to work, oh yeah, I've alluded to it in the past. I've had my shirts on in videos. I compete in judo. I train judo. I actually had my first ever competition ever, and I won a gold medal. How we're going to do it is I had 3 matches, and I'm going to show the match in its entirety, then I'm going to break it down, and then I'm going to show the second match, break it down, third match, break it down, and also tell before and after the whole story of my judo competition. I'm going to start off like two or three weeks prior to the tournament. I didn't train for the Trevon fight at all. I was not exercising at the time. I'd exercise maybe like once a week at most, so I was already out of shape. So after the Trevon fight, I actually, not partied, but, had fun and also ate bad after the fight. So that just added on to the fact that I wasn't working out. I also wasn't doing judo at all. I mean, I do it like once a week at most, mainly because it was all because of work. I never skipped out unless I had work. And so, I didn't exercise, I didn't train, I didn't exercise for this competition at all, pretty much. And I cut weight, by the way. So the weight class I was supposed to be in was 155. I cut weight down to 145 because I have teammates that are in the 155 division, and I didn't want to fight them. And also, I figured it'd be easier to fight smaller people, so I cut weight. 2 days before the event, I found out that we didn't have to do weigh-ins. So 2 days before the fight, before the competition, I tried to bulk back up as quick as possible. So I was just pretty much in the worst possible shape you could possibly be in for a competition that's a physical, combat sport. The day before wasn't ideal at all. I drove 4 hours to the competition on the Friday. The competition was on Saturday. So I drove 4 hours there. I ate as much as possible because I was trying to bulk back up, and I didn't exercise while doing it. So I was just kind of just eating and then hoping, I'd get more weight, and that way I would outweigh my opponents. I stayed out with Joven the night before. We drove around. That's a story for another day. But pretty much we drove around, and I stayed out a little bit later than I wanted to. And also we went to Wendy's where I got a large Frosty. And the last thing that I ate before I went to bed, I just ate the entire large Frosty. I definitely felt that in the morning, and my stomach acid was acting up. I was like, oh shit, this is bad. Because I woke up early in the morning with less sleep than I wanted, and I went directly there to the judo competition, where I stood around for about 5 hours watching all the kids and the juniors go before the adults had their turn. So prior to my first match, the whole team we all got together and we stretched. We did our usual, we stretched, and I don't think any other team was doing that. Like, we were definitely the tightest unit, and we were all stretching, we're all together, warming up and shit. So that was pretty cool. So beforehand, I drank a lot of water. In fact, I drank all my water before my first match, which I'll come back to that later, which is a bad idea. But before the match, I ate an apple and I ate a protein bar. I don't think apple was fine. That was a good idea. The protein bar I shouldn't have ate, and I ate that like right before the match, so that was like the worst possible time to eat it. And then the last thing that set me up for a bad situation is me and John were practicing. I don't know judo terms, by the way. I kind of suck at judo. I know this doesn't seem like I suck at judo, but I think I suck at judo, so I don't know the terms as well. So we were doing, like practicing. I don't know. I'm not gonna say what it is, but pretty much practicing our grips, right? And during it, we were talking about stuffing shoulders. Like, John was teaching me about how to do like more bladed stance fighting. And during that, he was telling me, he said, stuff the shoulder, or you can go out this way. And when he did that, he bumped my nose like really hard to the point I literally stopped. He didn't even notice. He won't know about it until he watches this video. But he literally hit my nose so hard that I couldn't breathe out of it, and my eyes started watering. So I kind of just walked away. He didn't even notice because I didn't want to make an excuse or make a scene about it. But I was just like, okay, I just got fucking stuffed in the face like an hour before my match. So I just kind of had to recover from that, which that was fine by the time the fight came, but it was just, threw me off a little bit. And for the most part, I thought I was going to lose. Like, on the way down, I messaged everybody. I said, I'm off to lose a few matches in judo, and I'll be back in town, tomorrow. Because I was 100% thought I was going to lose. The coach, Gabe, our sensei, wanted us to put these patches on, South Bend Judo Club patches on the back of our gis. The only reason I didn't do that is because I didn't want to go out there and lose with the patch on the back. I didn't want to disappoint. I didn't want to ruin the name of the judo club, so I didn't even put it on. I had the opportunity, I had the time to put it on. I didn't put it on because I didn't want to go out there, lose all my matches, and have South Bend Judo Club on the back of that. So that's why I didn't do that, because I was fully committed to, I was just like, I'm going to lose this. I'm going to try my best. Everyone said, just try your best. I was obviously going to try my best. I thought my best wouldn't be good enough to win, so I didn't, I just pretty much told everyone I'm going to lose every single match. I'm not putting the patch on because I don't want to disrespect the name of the judo club. And that's pretty much that. I was nervous and what made me even more nervous, we had our junior, he's a 16-year-old, he trains with the adults. He won gold. He didn't lose a single match and he did really good. So that made me even more nervous because I'm like, now I gotta fucking follow that. What actually helped a little bit was like when my 155ers, the people that I was supposed to be competing with, it sounds kind of bad, but they started losing. So I was like, okay, you know what? I can't, I was like, either I'm gonna lose like them or I can do better than them. So that kind of actually helped it a little bit. And seeing how they reacted really well to losing, so I'm like, okay, I can lose now. They lost, I can lose. So here's the catch about this gold medal, by the way. I think I earned it. I feel like I earned it, but our bracket, the 155 bracket that I should have been in hindsight, I should have been in, was full. It had like 9 competitors in it or something like that. The bracket that I was, the 145 pounders, there was only 2 people, me and another guy, Ivan. And the thing is, I recognized that name, Ivan. He's an orange. I saw him in the last tournament. I went to watch John compete, and I watched my other teammates compete in the last tournament, and I remember Ivan's name. He was an orange belt, 145er, and from what I remember, I don't want to say any false statements or anything, but I remember he did really good. So I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to fight an orange belt who's 2 ranks higher. I'm still a white belt, by the way. I'm just a white belt. And he's 2 ranks higher than me, and he's the only guy I'm going to fight. I'm definitely going to lose, but I'm guaranteed a silver belt. Silver medal. So I was guaranteed a silver medal no matter what. And in my mind, I said, okay, if I lose these first 2 matches, I'm going to just throw my silver medal in the trash when I get home. So that was the mindset I had. I literally had no confidence whether or not I was fighting one person or fighting an entire bracket because that one person happened to be an orange belt that I knew was good. I found that most of this out later, but I'm going to tell you everything I know about Ivan now. Is, again, he's an orange belt. He trains out of Chicago. He trains from the European Judo Club. He's from Ukraine. I think he moved here 3 years ago, if I remember correctly. And he trains in Chicago out of the European Judo Club. All right, now we're just going to get to the actual fight. So this is round 1, and we're going to react to the first clip that we have from Jovan's phone that Jovan recorded. I didn't even want him to record, by the way, because I thought I was going to lose. I literally told Jovan, I said, don't record, and he still recorded, which it's funny. So I thought I was going to lose every match. I didn't want him to record it. But anyways, let's just show you the footage, and then afterwards I'll break it down for you.
I'm recording right now. How do you feel?
I'm gonna lose.
Where's the guy? Where's the guy at?
He's right there.
Yep. This is your first one?
Yeah, my first ever actual competition.
Huh?
I just gotta make sure I don't get Ippon, but let's see.
Come on, wicked neck! Come on, wicked neck! Huh? Oh, I thought he was a Nick.
Let's leave Nick alone. He needs to concentrate.
On the mat.
Wicked Nick!
Please come to mat 1.
Don't that stingy magic! Wicked Nick.
I need Thomas Davidson and Overhead Polovic.
Arso Millet, please come to mat 1 or you're going to forfeit.
Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick.
Nice Baki! Lefty! Judo, let's go!
On there right now is novice.
Come on. Wicked Nick. Come on.
Play with his feet!
Woo! Come on, Nick.
I need Overhead Polovic
Come on,
and
Nick.
Thomas Davidson to mat 2, please.
Set that Teijime!
Come on, Nick.
Set that Teijime!
Come on.
That's
Woo!
right!
Come on.
Work that!
Okay, next on the mat, Zachary and Armando will be
Woo!
Nick, go live!
Nick.
other mat, Beck. Then it will be Hannah and Nathaniel. Hannah and Nathaniel.
Come on, Nick. Come on. Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick. Come on. Woo! Yeah.
Last call, I need Obrad Krolovic and Thomas Gaverton at mat 2, please.
Orso Milik to mat 1. Orso Milik to mat.
Come on, Nick.
Nah, come here. You come here. Bow off.
Woo!
One more and I got gold.
Undefeated.
I need water.
Undefeated.
I need water badly.
I don't know what I got judoed for. Even when we were watching the tape, I was like, I guess I was inactive or I wasn't doing anything. So when he did that and he said Shido, that's a point. It's like a mark against me. You know, 3 Shidos and you lose the match because you're not doing enough or you're doing something wrong. You know, it's just a mark against me. So I instantly just, even though I was not planning on doing any footwork or anything, I just started sweeping. I just started messing with his feet. So I started like kicking at his feet, just doing, you know, footwork with him. So just to confuse him and keep the ref off my back about Shidos. And the good thing about him is he was one of the kind of, he likes to drop, what is it called, drop sayo or something like that, where you grab the arm and then you just like trying to throw him over your back by just dropping down to the ground. But you can't do that versus me. I fought Logan, who's a wrestler. I trained with Chiron. Like when me and Chiron trained for Logan, all we did was sprawl. Like I'm sprawling. I'm already away from you every time I even see you dip down. So you can't do drop moves with me very often because that's how I'm good. That's all he did. Because I could just, the moment you drop, I sense that shit and I just back up. So I'm sprawling on top of you. And then I'm just, you know, I got you and then he's in the turtle. I tried a triangle briefly. The triangle didn't go through. I tried a front headlock. That didn't go through. But, you know, he got up. And when he stood up, this is the best part. Joven kind of, like, he wasn't looking at me. He was looking at the coach, which is good. His coach, Ivan's coach, said something along the lines of, be careful, he's good at Newaza, which Newaza is the groundwork. And so I look back. You can briefly see it on the, I didn't do it very, very long. But you can see on the video, like, I look back at his coach when he says that, and I give him a thumbs up. He's like, careful, Ivan. You know, this guy's good at groundwork. So I look back at the coach. I said, just to let him know, you're right, I am. So as long as he didn't ippon me, which ippon is the point of judo, for those who don't know, is when you land them flat on their backs. And that's an instant win, full point instant win. And so that, as long as I didn't get ipponed, like if I landed on my side, or I landed like this, or he, you know, I got him to the ground, I knew my Newaza, at that point I knew my Newaza was better than his. I knew my groundwork was better than his. And speaking of ippon, that's what I ended up getting. Where you did that bladed stance where, you know, he put his leg in front of me, I blocked it, then he put his leg in front of me again, I blocked it again, this time I went a little bit deeper, and I think it was an Ogoshi, where that's my main move, is just, you know, get my hip in there and flip him over, landed ippon, instant win. I won match number 1. Quick editor's note real quick. There's a few things I forgot to mention regarding my weight that I didn't put in the video. I will mention that right now. Number 1, well, actually, his coach actually came up to me after match 1, after our first match. He congratulated me on the win. He asked me if this was my first ever tournament. He asked me what belt I was. I told him this is my first competition. I told him I was a white belt. And he also asked me my weight. I said 145.8, which was kind of untrue because 145.8 is what I weighed in 2 days prior. That's like the moment I found out they were not doing a weigh-ins, I weighed myself 145.8. I said, okay, I'm gonna start bulking up now. So I was probably, that day I felt about 149, if I had to guess. But funnily enough, so it was kind of a lie. Like it's, you know, I kind of felt bad. I was like, okay, I'm lying to them. You know, I'm way overweight today, which isn't too big of a deal. I'm also not a fan of weight cutting in general, so it's kind of hypocritical of me to do so. But I feel a little bit better because 2 days after the competition, I weighed myself and somehow I weighed 145 pounds. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't care. Like, I don't care. The whole weight cutting thing, I don't care about that because I weighed in at 145 pounds 2 days later after I started eating normally, after I started working out normally. So when it comes to the weight cut, it doesn't really matter too much to me. Also, I do want to mention this video is going to be long as hell. Well, it was going to be long as hell. It still is going to be really long. So I'm going to attempt to make this video a little bit shorter while editing it. So everything I cut out is going to be put in the description. So this is how the matches went, by the way. Since there's only 2 of us, they pretty much went back to back to back. So we would have our match, there'd be 2 matches in between us, and then we have a match again. So there was really no rest, which his cardio wasn't the best, and my cardio was shit because of, I explained earlier, I didn't prepare very well. So it was very intense in those moments. So this is what happened. The moment I got off, instantly my throat was dry as hell. I was even having trouble breathing because it was just like super dry. It was annoying to breathe. So I looked for water. My dad had about this much water. I drank all that instantly. And on the way to find my teammates, because I knew they had water, on my way to find them while walking up those little stairs, I actually puked in my mouth a little bit. It wasn't too much, but it was enough that I had to actually re-swallow it. So I was like, right? And I was like, I need water. So then my teammate Armando, who was in the 155 class, he just got done with the match as well. I was like, do you have any water? I need water. And he gave me a little water bottle. So he came in clutch with that one, because otherwise I would have been fucked. And also I talked to Ivan quickly, because I was celebrating. John, you saw me, John picked me up. I was celebrating, I was hugging everybody. But we all knew, since there's only 2 of us in a bracket, and then there's a loser buy-in or whatever, that there's going to be it was best 2 out of 3. So whoever won 2 matches first wins the gold medal. And so he told me, we're not done yet. And I said, I know. Let's tie it up. And I told him, let's tie it up. So I pretty much told him, I was like, win this match so we can go for 3. Oh yeah, let's watch the match. Here's the entirety match. Here you go.
Woo! Come on, Nick! Come on, Nick! Come on! Come on, Nick!
Cross your leg, you are. Cross your leg. Yes, that's right, Nick. Pull that foot out.
We can, Nick!
Pull that foot out.
Good job, Ivan. Good job. Ivan, pull more your hand when you're doing jumps on Agus. Trey! Get up.
Come on, Nick!
Attention please, competitors to mat.
Come on, Nick!
Check in. Senior novice men, Donald Paulding, Joe Haas. Come on over to mat 2, we'll get you in rotation.
Come on. Come on. Woo! Come on, Nick. Oh, come on. Yeah. Come on, Nick. Come on. Come on, Nick. You can, Nick. Woo! Oh.
Looking at Matt is Paul and John. On deck, Zachary and Amir. In the holes, Denise and Heather. Then after that is going to be Shannon Miller and Elena Hassan.
No more penalty when you have to fight.
Come on, Nick.
Competitors, to
Come on, Nick.
lobby for your awards.
Come on.
Bogdan.
Get Nick. Wicket.
Samir Woods.
Come on, yeah.
Samuel
Come on.
Gabriele. Bogdan, Samir, Samuel. To the lobby for your awards.
24 seconds. No more penalties. No more penalties. You okay? You have to waste the time, man. No penalties.
Also to the lobby for awards.
Come on, Nick.
Danielle Peckler.
Stay inside. Don't emerge.
Georgine Staley. Denise Kendall.
Stay inside.
To the lobby for your awards. And congratulations.
Stay inside. Inside.
Come on.
Joe Hobbs to mat 2.
Come on, Nick. Get him. Come on, Wicket. Oh, come on. Woo.
And Paul Jordan to the lobby for awards.
Good job, Ivan. You win, man.
Hey, man. Thank you.
So there was actually a point when he was on the ground. He was flat, like a flat turtle, and he actually like just lay there for like a long time. And even at the beginning, the ref said "mate," which means stop, stand up, reset. He actually still held my arm the entire. I was trying to pull it out after the ref said that, and I was like, he said "mate." So I told him that, and then I went up, and then he still laid there on the ground, and then he got up. So he was really tired. And at that point, I knew I had one win. He had 2 Shidos for inactivity. I was like, okay, there's not much time left on the clock. I could just kind of coast, I could just kind of coast for a decision victory and win this gold medal because I was tired, he was tired, and it's not really worth me going for a big move because I could get countered E-pond and we had to go again. And it wasn't worth the energy, like putting out the energy in case I fuck it up. So I was kind of coasting, to be honest. I was just kind of like, playing with his feet, not trying to get Shidoed, just coast the rest of that minute out and then win by decision. But he actually got a Wazari on me when he threw me and landed on the side, and then you could hear his coach just pretty much saying avoid him for the next 40 seconds. So that all went out the window. And again, even after I was Wazari'd, I realized I had like 20 seconds to beat him, so I was like, there's no point. I'll just I'll keep coasting. He got me on the ground again, or we went to the ground again. He got on top in a pin position, and he was trying to pin me. I don't even know how the judo works. They threw a blue bag. I don't know if the pin continues after the time's up or like how that works. All I knew is he won this round. I'm not gonna struggle. I'm just struggling just enough to make him have to struggle to keep me down. I wasn't actually trying to get out. I wasn't trying to put any energy out because I knew I lost that match. I keep calling it round because I'm an MMA guy, which is kind of why I'm also happy it went 3 matches, because it literally felt like an MMA match. Round 1, round 2, round 3, and then I finished him in round 3, which I'll get to that right now. Oh wait, no, I won't actually. I got a little bit more to say. Oh yeah, in between the rounds, Gabe, when I was trying to rest, trying to relax, Gabe came over to me. He's a great coach, so he's just like, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna bump him, and then you're gonna tie-o. So he's like, bump, tie-o. I was like, okay. I was like, I got it. We're gonna do that. I'm gonna try that. And he's like, no, we're gonna do it right now. We're gonna drill it. I'm like, oh god, just let me rest. But then we were drilling it, and we would just bump and then tie-o over the leg. I mean, to be fair, I kind of on and off whether I earned it or not. You guys can leave in the comments if you think beating the same guy twice but losing to him once gives a gold medal. But do I deserve it? I kind of feel like I do, kind of feel like I don't. But we're gonna get to match 3 right now.
Woo! Woo! Come on, Nick. Come on, Nick. Woo!
Up next, Tim and Dan, Marlon in the hole, William, Friedson, and Hannah. Following competitor meeting out in the lobby for your award, Halima Hassan. After that is Zachary and John. Zachary and Paul.
It wasn't under his chin, that's illegal.
Oh.
I didn't realize how quick that match was. I didn't have much notes to write because I didn't realize how quick it was. He was very tired, by the way. He didn't even walk up to me when we first started. I literally just walked to him. The bump tile that Gabe wanted me to do, when I first bumped him, I was planning on sort of shooting for it or seeing what kind of openings I had. But when I bumped him and when I moved him around, like, he didn't do it. I was just like, I could do whatever I want. But I also didn't want to risk it, obviously. But like, I knew, I was like confident, like, he's done. So when I bumped him, like Gabe told me to do, I didn't even follow through because I was just so like, he didn't do anything to, like, he did no reaction. So I was like, oh, okay. So I just kind of moved him around until he went for that. I almost landed on my side, which would have been alright, but then I kind of landed, you know, very good. Took his back, instantly got that rear naked choke, which, here's the thing about that, which if you kind of noticed, talking to the coaches and stuff, and he was talking to the ref after the match. So it was actually on his chin, by the way. So that's technically a neck crank, which in judo is not legal. But you can also hear the referee tell him, you know, when your head's down, I can't see it. He also did tap. So let me talk about my mindset in this moment, because I remember this very vividly. I had him. I had it. I didn't know. I've done enough rear naked chokes to know that I'm pretty sure I wasn't on his neck, but I also wasn't sure about it. I had it, you know, around here. I couldn't really tell. But when I was cranking it, I had a moment where I remember the Logan fight of how I held Logan for like a very long time and my arms are gone afterwards. So I was thinking to myself, should I let this go? Because he's not reacting, he's not really struggling, he's just sitting there, and the ref's, you know, the ref's gonna call us, stand us up. Should I let go and try and get work for a better position because my arms are gonna be tired soon? The only thing that stopped me from letting go, well, I had it in the thought. The moment I thought about letting go is when I heard him do this. This is what he sounded like. Like that. So he sounded like that. And you can't hear it because actually the moment, like, all that was going down, the moment that I was going down, there was an announcer talking, so you can't really hear that. But he started snoring, what it sounded like snoring. In my mind, I thought, okay, I am underneath the chin. I have him in a choke, and he's probably sleeping right now, because that's the sound that people make when they get choked out. And instead of letting go or trying to see if he's asleep, I cranked it harder. Like, the moment I thought he was out, I'm like, okay, he's not moving, because I thought he was snoring, I thought he was out, I cranked harder. Because I was like, okay, I'm not letting go of this because it's working. And he's probably already out. So I'm just going to crank that until someone stops it. The ref's going to have to pull me off. Someone's going to have to notice this guy's out. So I just cranked as hard as I could until he screamed, which you can't hear it as well. He screamed and tapped. And I was like, okay, so he wasn't out. And then I rolled off of him. I circled back and I did the Newaza bow to him, the ray I did to him, until he got up, and then I looked up and he was doing this. I told him that he didn't see it, so I'm like, okay, it was a neck crank, so I apologized to him right then and there. I said I didn't know if it was under the neck or not. We bowed. I went over to his coaches. I shook each of their hand. I apologized to Ivan twice. Bowed to Ivan again. You know, did the usual. Yeah, again, it's like, they don't call me wicked for nothing. Like, when I thought he was asleep, and I made it harder. Instead of some people when they hear people like struggling, or like they think you know that the guy's in like extreme pain, or they think he's unconscious, most people kind of let go a little bit and kind of see. No, I was like, I cranked. You know, you saw what I did. But also the final verdict I have on like if I feel bad about it being a neck crank or not is if your only defense to the choke is to put yourself in a different submission, you know, that's not on me. You put yourself in that position you gave me your chin to squeeze, and I didn't even know if it was. I was 75% sure that it was on his chin until he started snoring. Then I'm like, okay, I'm on his neck, he's asleep. So I cranked it harder. So again, I'm fully over the fact that I won off of a illegal move. When it comes to like, did I earn this? I feel like I did because I got the 3 type of endings. You know, I fought an orange belt, and that's when I got the actual ippon. And when it was our first match, which was really good because he wasn't tired or anything. Like, it was our first match. I got the ippon. I went the whole match with a decision. I got an ippon. And I got the submission. Even though I lost the decision, even though, you know, after the 3 minutes I lost the second match, I still feel good that I got the ippon, sub, and win a whole match. Wicked. I think that's it. South Bend Judo Club is a great school. Thanks to everybody. You know, we did it.
Ooh.
and two, 1 and 2. Let's go.
Come on,
Do
John.
first and top.
That's it, babe.
All right, careful right there. Careful. Get out, get out, get out. There you go. Stay there.
Come on, John.
Stay there. Cover yourself, sir. Let's go. 1 and 2. What you go to?
Whoa.